Today we are going to study the verb to give, giving. To 하시면 with subject, 즈음나, micema, 미즈음이 시작해요. So today we are going to study one verb, which is to give or giving in Georgian, micema. And this verb to give, giving, has irregular conjugation pattern. So I thought it would be better to make one video only about this verb because it's not that simple. By the way, it's not that simple, and it took me some time to get familiar with this verb conjugation as well. So I have to warn you, it's not that simple. But at the same time, it's not too crucially hard. So, let's just take it easy. So first of all, there is two things that we want to keep in mind when studying this verb, which is the prefixes. So the prefix, as I wrote here on the slide, the prefix mo is used when the indirect objective is first person or second person. And the prefix me is used when the indirect object is the third person. So as we learned before, the prefix mo actually means like movdivar, modihar, etc. Like from there to here, like coming or something. And the prefix mi actually means from like mivdivar, midihar, midis, right? Like going. So from your place to the third place. That's why the prefix mi is used when the indirect objective is third person. So let's just keep in mind that. And I think in order to learn this verb, I think that it's better to read actual verb conjugations in actual sentence rather than just reading this kind of theoretical grammatical rules. So I prepared this slide to talk about what it is, what the verb conjugation is, and I prepared three slides, usually two slides, right? But I prepared three slides to see how it conjugates according to the persons and the tense, the time. So let's just have a gist of the conjugation pattern, okay? We are going to study the present tense, future tense, and past tense, all of them, okay? So the first of all, present, in the present tense. For example, Georgi gives a book to Salome. In Georgian, if we want to say that, it's going to be Georgi, as always, to Salome. Salome's, dative case, Salome's book. This is an objective. That's why we have to use the dative case. Tsigens, give. More likely gives, he gives, right? So as lives. Georgi Salome tsigens as lives. This is one of the present tense patterns, conjugation patterns for third person singular form, Georgi. And future tense, Georgi, Salome's, tsigens, mistems. This is the future tense form, future form, mistems. And the third one, past tense, Georguma. By the way, we have to use the ergative case for the subject. So Georguma, not Georgi, not nominative case, Georguma, Salome's indirect object. So we can use dative case, but tsigni, direct objective. So that's why we have to use the nominative case, not dative. Georguma, Salome's, tsigni, mi, sitsa. So as we can see here, as lives, present tense, mistems, future tense, and mi sitsa, past tense. According to the tense, the form of the verb given also differs to a certain degree. So that's why it takes time. It takes time, and we have to consider the prefixes according to the persons who you're giving to. So it takes time, but I think the easiest way, the less stressful way, is to to read a lot of examples using this verb. So let's take a look at the actual verbs, actual pattern.
მე შენ წიგნს გაძლევ. მე ნინოს წიგნს ვაძლევ. შენ მე წიგნს მაძლევ. მე შენ წიგნს გაძლევ. მე ნინოს წიგნს ვაძლევ. შენ მე წიგნს მაძლევ. შენ ნინოს წიგნს აძლევ. ნინო მე წიგნს მაძლევს. ნინო შენ წიგნს გაძლევს. შენ ნინოს წიგნს აძლევ. ნინო მე წიგნს მაძლევს. ნინო შენ წიგნს გაძლევს.
So the first example here, the first examples are about the present tense. So how does it conjugate? I give a book to you, right? მე შენ წიგნს, dative case წიგნს გაძლევ. And here we also have to pay attention to the objective suffixes like me, g, that we learned in a previous video about the objective object affixes. So for example, მე შენ წიგნს გაძლევ. This g means შენ, second person objective, indirect objective. That's why we have to say გაძლევ. მე შენ წიგნს გაძლევ. And next, მე ნინოს წიგნს ვაძლევ, right? მე ნინოს, dative case, indirect objective. ნინოს, dative, წიგნს, a book. And ვაძლევ, third person. The objective is third person, so that's why we have to use ვაძლევ. And next, you give a book to me. შენ მე წიგნს მაძლევ. მაძლევ, to this objective affix indicates that you are giving something to me. 마즈렙, okay? შენ მე წიგნს მაძლევ. And next, you give a book to Nino. შენ ნინოს წიგნს აძლევ. შენ ნინოს წიგნს აძლევ. Oh, by the way, შენ მე წიგნს მაძლევ, right? Since we have this me at the end, in the front of the verb, we already know who you are giving the book, right? So that's why we can actually omit me. So we can, that is, we can say, for example, შენ წიგნს მაძლევ. It's also, we can also say in that way as well, because 마ძლევ, this me indicates that it means me. So, but in this case, you give a book to Nino. It's better to indicate who you're giving the book more concretely. So, შენ ნინოს წიგნს აძლევ, right? And next, Nino gives a book to me. Nino, me can be omitted. Წიგნს მაძლევს. Nino წიგნს მაძლევს. This me means me, right? And next, Nino gives a book to you. Nino, შენ, this can be omitted as well. Usually it's omitted. Nino წიგნს გაძლევს. Nino წიგნს გაძლევს. And this is the conjugation pattern for the present tense. გაძლევ, მაძლევ, ვაძლევ, აძლევს, მაძლევს, etc. It's lots of steps, but we will get there eventually. So now let's take a look at the other examples about future tense.
მე შენ წიგნს მოგცემ. მე ნინოს წიგნს მივცემ. შენ მე წიგნს მომცემ. მე შენ წიგნს მოგცემ. მე ნინოს წიგნს მივცემ. შენ მე წიგნს მომცემ. შენ ნინოს წიგნს მისცემ. ნინო მე წიგნს მომცემს. ნინო შენ წიგნს მოგცემს. შენ ნინოს წიგნს მისცემ. ნინო მე წიგნს მომცემს. ნინო შენ წიგნს მოგცემს.
So next example here are I will give a book to you, right? მე შენ, this can be repeated. მე წიგნს მოგცემ. This mo means the prefix mo. We can use this prefix because the indirect objective is second person. That's why mo, not me, right? მე შენ წიგნს მოგცემ. Okay. And next, I will give a book to Nino. მე Ninos dative case, წიგნს dative case, and მივცემ. Me, we have to use me because Nino is a third person singular form. მივცემ. And next, you will give a book to me. შენ მე, this can be omitted. წიგნს მომცემ. შენ წიგნს მომცემ. Mo because first person and me first person. Indirect objective affix, right? Yeah. მომცემ. შენ მომცემ წიგნს. And next, შენ ნინოს წიგნს მისცემ. შენ ნინოს წიგნს მისცემ. შენ, you, ნინოს dative case indirect objective, and წიგნს direct objective dative case as well. And მისცემ because we have to use me because Nino is the third person, and this is actually means the indirect objective affix to indicate the third person. So Ninos მისცემ. შემდეგი, next, Nino მე წიგნს მომცემს. Nino მე dative case by the way. me წიგნს a book მომცემს. And last, Nino შენ წიგნს მოგცემს. Nino, what was it? Nominative case because it's a subject. And შენ, you, dative case by the way. And წიგნს and წიგნს dative case. And მოგცემს. Nino will give a book to you. So this is how it conjugates to make the future tense. And the last, let's take a look at the past tense, the conjugation pattern for the past tense.
მე შენ წიგნი მოგეცი. მე ნინოს წიგნი მივეცი. შენ მე წიგნი მომეცი. მე შენ წიგნი მოგეცი. მე ნინოს წიგნი მივეცი. შენ მე წიგნი მომეცი. შენ ნინოს წიგნი მიეცი. ნინო მე წიგნი მომცა. ნინომ შენ წიგნი მოგცა. შენ ნინოს წიგნი მიეცი. ნინო მე წიგნი მომცა. ნინომ შენ წიგნი მოგცა.
Here we go. I give a book to you. And when we use this verb in the past tense, we also have to pay attention to the ergative case, the usage of the ergative case and nominative case. Ergative case for the subject for the sentence, and the nominative case for the object for the sentence. So, for example, I gave a book to you. I may, but not nominative case, ergative case. Remember, may, shen, chmeng, tuen. These nominative cases are equal to the ergative cases as well. So, may, ergative case, shen, dative case, tsigni, not tsigens. Nominative case, tsigni, because it's an object. And mogetsi, I gave, mogetsi. May tsigni mogetsi. We can also say like this. And I gave a book to Nino. Me, Ninos, indirect objective, Ninos, and tsigni, nominative case because it's an object in the past tense. Tsigni, mibetsi. I was kind of confused. Me, Ninos, tsigni, mibetsi. And next, you gave a book to me. Shen, me, tsigni, mometsi. Shen, me, tsigni, mometsi. Or we can also omit me, right? Shen, tsigni, mometsi. And that's it. And next, you gave a book to Nino. シェンにの次にみえつ me. We have to use this affix prefix because Nino is the third person. Indirect objective is the third person. Nino. That's why Shen Nino tsuguni mi etsu. And next, Nino gave a book to me. We have to pay attention to the ergative cases here. Not Nino, but Ninome. Ninome me tsuguni momutsa. Ninome tsuguni momutsa. Mo, first person, and me, this is the objective affix, and momutsa. You gave a book to me. No, Nino gave a book to me. Nino tsuguni momutsa. And the last example here, Nino gave a book to you. Nino shen tsuguni mogutsa. As we can see, the present tense, future tense, and the past tense, they look kind of different to a certain degree. So that's why it's kind of tough to remember. At the same time, we have to pay attention to the affixes, prefixes, and if it's about the past tense, we also have to use the ergative cases as well. So it's tough. English doesn't have this kind of grammar, ergative case and stuff. So it took time for me. Okay, so I think it left you some kind of hard impressions or something. But this is how I remembered. This is how I learned and still learning. In this case, I just read a lot. I just try to hear these phrases a lot in actual situation, conversation, through conversations with my Georgian friends. So possibly, and unconsciously, you would have the gist of, you would have the understanding of this conjugation patterns. Let's just take it easy. You will get there eventually. So, but what is important is to keep studying at least 10-15 minutes a day, 20 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just when you have time, please revise and repeat what we've been through, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and abahe, mata ne.